By now, many staff are used to looking at charts like this on Homeroom that put several sets of data side by side in these bar graphs that are color-coded for a quick glance across multiple different tests or test events or grade levels. In the past, we haven't had a way to easily create these graphs for ourselves besides the ones that are already pre-populated on Homeroom, and that takes time and a lot of back and forth to decide which ones to actually display on the dashboard. Well, this video is going to teach you how you can create a similar graph for the data sets that you want to include anytime that you want. So at the top of your dashboard page, there is a container here called Logins and Links, and you're going to see two new links that I've added there for options to create your own graph. The first one says side-by-side assessments, which is within the same school year. You can put assessments of multiple subject areas side by side, multiple moments in time for the same student group, or if you choose a student group that's a bigger group like your whole school, you can also put multiple grade levels side by side or multiple different tests side by side for different groups of students, depending on how you set up the settings. The main thing is that this one really is within the same school year. If you want to expand over multiple years and look at the same student group and how they've done over time, you can click this one, which is to create a cohort summary. Today, I'm going to choose side-by-side assessments, but they have very similar settings on how you create these. So I'm just going to model one. You can see that you can come in here and you're going to input information in these three fields. You don't need to put anything here. Today, I'm going to build a chart that shows how the current ninth graders did last spring on their SBA and STAR assessments side by side. So we can just compare the differences. So when you go into the student group, you want to think, okay, I'm choosing to look at the current ninth grade class. So I want to leave this set as the current school year. And then I'm going to filter this down to a school. And you can see I'm in demo mode. So everything's scrambled here. I'm going to click on grade so it will show up the ninth graders. And you can see that shows that this is the ninth graders that are in this current school year. But I want to look at their assessments from last spring. So I'm going to choose for the assessment year last year. Then when I go to assessments, I have to think, okay, that was last spring. So I'm thinking of eighth grade assessments as I'm thinking about that. This assessment container shows all 10,000 assessments that are included in Homeroom. And so you definitely want to make friends with this filter space. You can filter it down if you're not sure how to find what you're looking for, but this first box that says label is really the search bar. And so that's where you want to focus your time. On the Digital Ed Handbook, I have added recently a cheat sheet for the assessment naming norms in Homeroom, because Homeroom is very specific about making sure you put the right spaces or punctuation into different assessments. For example, a lot of these assessments have a space between the grade. It says GR only, and then the space, and then the grade number. But some of them don't, like these over here, no space. Or iReady, you have to have that little dash in there or it won't show up. So there's a few different things you can look at. So what I'm going to do is, I know for STAR, it's STAR, and the other keyword I know about STAR is it's STAR Unified is always what I want to search for. I'm going to put in that I'm going to look for reading, and I'm going to look for spring, and then GR8 for 8th grade. And that should filter me down right there. So I'm going to click on that, and know that the order that these appear in this list is the order they will appear on your chart. Then I'm going to come back to select another assessment. I'm going to switch out and I'm going to say SBA. I know when I'm looking for an SBA result, I always want to say SBA summative. And if I'm looking for ELA, or I want to say ELA not reading, GR space 8. And anytime you see these with the year, that's from prior years. You always want the one that has no year on it. So those are in order. Then I'm going to choose, I'll also add the iReady GR8. I believe it's overall is the word I want. There it is, over iReady. Oh, I forgot the season, so I can just quickly find it here. I want spring. And then I'm going to come one more time and add SBA math summative. I forgot that word. GR8 space, GR space 8. There we go. Now I've got these four and they're going to appear in this order. looks like only 2 students took that 8th grade math iReady test. I wonder if they took STAR. So I'm going to switch that one out and see if I get better data if I put the STAR Unified grade 8 math spring. Now it is going to flip that order there, but that's okay. There we go. Now I can hover over these and see 238 total students took this. 250 took SBA, 250 took SBA ELA, and 239 took the STAR reading. And so now I can look side by side and see the correlation and the comparison of those. There are no charts like this on the Homeroom dashboard that are pre-made where you can compare different types of assessment side by side. So this is a new tool, and I hope you find lots of new ways to use it. Feel free to reach out with any questions.